Right now, at West Point and the world's elite military academies, generals are studying the tactics of a man who lived 400 years ago, a man who faced Rome and Persia, the superpowers of his time, and completely broke them. This is the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid, the undefeated mastermind. Over 100 battles, 0 defeats. In an age of empires, one man rewrote the rules of war forever. His enemies called him a demon sent by God. His own people called him the Sword of Allah. Both were right. Before he became legend, he was just a tribesman from Mecca. But everything changed the day this man decided his sword belonged to a new cause. 629 AD,
Advance!
the Byzantine Empire, Rome's eastern superpower, controlled the known world's most feared army. Then, near a small village called Mu'tah, a force of just 3,000 Muslim warriors marched straight into their path. Waiting for them, an army, some accounts placed, at over 100,000 men.
Roman legionaries, armored cavalry.
The full might of an empire that had never lost to a force this small. One by one, the Muslim commanders fell in battle.
First Zayd, then Jafar.
Then Abdullah. The army was leaderless, surrounded, and staring down annihilation. Then a soldier grabbed the banner off the ground. Khalid ibn al-Walid took command in the middle of chaos, and what he did next would become a masterclass generations later would still study. Instead of a desperate last stand, Khalid did something no one expected. Through the night, he rearranged his men, switching units, changing banners, kicking up dust to make his tiny army look like fresh reinforcements were arriving. By morning, the Byzantine commanders hesitated. Was this really a small, broken force, or the vanguard of something much bigger? That single moment of doubt was all Khalid needed. He executed a fighting withdrawal so precise, so controlled, that historians still call it one of the greatest tactical retreats in military history.
He didn't just save his army.
He turned a massacre into a legend. 6 years later, the stakes had never been higher. The Byzantine Empire assembled one of the largest armies it had fielded in generations, determined to crush the rising Muslim forces once and for all. By now, Khalid wasn't just a soldier who had gotten lucky once. He was the newly appointed supreme commander, and he was about to face his greatest test. The terrain near the Yarmouk River was a maze of steep ravines and narrow gorges. Most commanders would see danger. Khalid saw a trap, and he intended to spring it. For days he studied the Byzantine formation, their command structure, their morale, the cracks between their allied units. He wasn't just planning one battle, he was planning 18 days of psychological warfare. Then came the storm. A violent sandstorm swept across the valley, blinding the Byzantine ranks, turning wind into a weapon. Khalid used the chaos to strike exactly where the enemy's alliance was weakest. He deployed a mobile cavalry reserve, a tactic centuries ahead of its time, striking flanks, plugging gaps and reappearing wherever his army was about to break. It was less like commanding a battle. It was like conducting an orchestra of death. The Byzantine lines, confused and disconnected, began to collapse into the ravines Khalid had chosen months before.
What followed wasn't a battle anymore.
It was a rout. When the dust finally settled, the most powerful army in the Near East had been shattered, and the man who orchestrated it hadn't lost a single battle in his entire career. So why does a 7th century commander still matter in the age of drones and satellites? Because the principles Khalid used, deception, psychological pressure, mobile reserves, exploiting enemy weak points, are still foundational concepts taught in military strategy courses around the world today. His retreat at Mu'tah is still referenced as an example of maintaining order under catastrophic pressure. His maneuver warfare at Yarmouk still echoes in how modern armies think about mobile reserves and combined arms. He never lost a war, not to Rome, not to Persia, not to time itself. Khalid ibn al-Walid, the sword of Allah, the undefeated mastermind whose lessons still shape the way wars are fought today.